Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're looking at a Jeep truck Dana 44 front axle. This came out of a 1964 J truck, and I wanted to show you today what you can do with some time and effort put in, how you can make this into a great front axle for a Jeep. So this axle starts life 19 spline inner shafts, 10 spline outer shafts, small U-joints. As you can see, it's spring over. But the nice thing about this front end is there's no cast-in spring pad. So you're very open to what you can do here with regards to where you're putting your springs and width. Now, the one I started with, and I'll get to it here in a second, the finished product, instead of this axle tube, which is 2 3/4 inches, being 2 3/4 inches all the way out here, to where this closed knuckle unit is welded. The other one I had actually tapered down right at the end here. So you are a little bit limited in width, and I'll show you how we dealt with that on this other axle. But most people would look at this axle, especially even in a complete form, and go, well, it's way too wide, it's way too weak, I don't want to, it's not worth upgrading or spending time or money to throw into it. And I would agree. And actually what I'm doing right now is utilizing this axle is just to take all the measurements and specs off of it. And we're going to be building this Chevy front axle to take its place. This is just a standard GM Dana 44. I chose it just because they're very available and they're relatively inexpensive when you get them. And for the build that I wanted to do, the great thing about this, to get it to the correct width, I only actually have to cut one side down to get the width where I want it. And then I'll probably come in here and just kind of clean up this spring pad so it's not so obvious. But that's a solution to these early Jeep trucks and the wagons with older style axles. There is a way to get around that. You just have to get creative with it. So that's a way to kind of get a little bit creative with what you're doing, and I'll kind of keep you updated on that build. So back to this front end, our early closed knuckle housing. So if you find one of these and say you have a CJ5 or CJ7, first thing you want to look for is just whether or not this tube right here goes all the way out or not, or is machined down at the end just a little bit. If it is not, if you take all the measurements off this with where you're going to put your spring perches, because how I do the spring perches on these is I just butt it right up to there, and then I'll just weld right on the inside of here, and then once you weld on the outside, and I also weld on the inside here, again, you can go spring over if you want. I set them up spring under, but if you measure this out, you can actually get this axle, I believe it's right around 59 inches wide. So it'll match up with the Scout rear end. You can build it to 56 inches wide, 57 inches wide, which is a great upgrade for a stock CJ7 wide track. And if you have a narrow track front axle Jeep, any CJ5s or flat fenders, this is what you can do with it. So this is a customer build. It's going in a 1968 CJ5. I've already done the rear axle for him. And finally, he wanted to pull the trigger on upgrading the front. But this is that J-Truck closed knuckle front with the housing ends cut off. We've got our 44 inner Cs on it. It's running 30 knuckles and 30 disc brakes. And then we're running Scout outer stub shafts. So it is a Dana 44 all the way around. It's using Dana 44 U-joints. It's using 30 spline inners. But again, the great thing about this is all the parts out here, it's all CJ5 stuff. So this is off-the-shelf parts that you can get. Your steering, again, off-the-shelf parts that you can get. And if you're really good with this, you can match it exactly to a Dana 30. We went about an inch narrower than a 30, and it works great. for just upgrading a 25 or a 27. If you've measured those, they're right around 51 inches wide. This is right at 52. So it's just a hair wider, but it's not obnoxious. And then you could run, say, you know, a 1/4 inch wheel spacer in the back if you really wanted to. But this is the type of build that we do here. And I'm really, you know, excited that I can, you know, upgrade people's front axles. I still build Dana 30s. So if you're looking for a narrow track 30, I keep a bunch of housings in stock and axle shafts. So, you know, if you're wanting just to upgrade a little bit from your 25 or 27, we can upgrade to a 30 for you. If you want to build a 44, I can do that for you as well. These housings are just getting harder and harder to come by. But again, if you are interested in having me build something like this for you, shoot me an email at simpsonoffroadllc@gmail.com, or you can go onto my website, simpsonoffroad.net, and there's a way you can put together a build sheet, and I can get a hold of you and we can see about putting together a quote for you on building an axle. But today I just wanted to show you guys this. This is what you can look to see from me if you buy an axle, or if you're going to do everything yourself, which, you know, again, if that's what you want to do, go for it. This is why I started the channel, kind of pass some information along to you guys. Now you can see, hey, you know, if you find one of these and it's a good cheap find, this is what you can build with it. So hopefully you guys are hunting those things down. And again, if you got any questions, leave a comment down there. I do read them. Sorry I don't get back to all you guys on comments. And I do think I am going to do a video coming up just going over comments that guys have left and questions. So don't think I'm not reading them. I just don't have time to get to all of them. So leave the comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this with people. And I will catch you guys on the next one.